Hi guys, welcome back to the Anime Malta universe. My name is Biggie. Today we're reacting to the Yeagerists. Okay, so this is a new channel. I saw a great video from him which basically goes into all 7 admirals in One Piece explained, and it says stronger than gods. I mean, for me, I wouldn't say it's far-fetched, okay, because given the powers that these guys have, I could actually see that. Now, looking at his content, I would have thought that probably it's more of Attack on Titan, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, you got some Demon Slayer here. Oh, this dude is doing good numbers. Okay, but anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it.
These 7 admirals are the world government's greatest military power, considered to be some of the strongest fighters in the entire series. And today, we will explain and rank all of them, starting with Aokiji, the Blue Pheasant. Kuzan is the first admiral we were introduced to in the anime after the Straw Hat crew encountered him during the Long Ring Long Land arc. There, he easily outclassed the whole crew and made Luffy realize just how powerful the admirals really are. Although Kuzan tries to follow the world government orders, he occasionally disregards them, which was best shown in Ohara when he lets young Robin escape. He was also shocked by Sakazuki's decision to blow up a ship full of civilians, which he thought was completely unnecessary. Kuzan ate the Hiei no Mi, a Logia-type devil fruit that allows him to create, control, and transform his body into ice. Since ice is a solid element, Kuzan can be hit easily, even with the attacks not infused with Haki. However, these attacks cannot harm him in any way. Instead, his body would just shatter apart when struck, only to effortlessly reform seconds later. Kuzan is also able to form constructs out of ice. For example, in combat, he can create weaponry, primarily forming swords and spears, but he can also make more advanced things, like a giant pheasant to send flying at enemies. An interesting thing about Kuzan
Dog, this is a broken power, eh? Like, you remember when he froze like the ocean or some shit? I was like, this is insane.
is that he's one of the few devil fruit users who can bypass the weakness of falling into the sea. He can achieve this by freezing the sea before he can sink below the surface. Not only does this keep him from drowning, but it also lets him prevent enemies from escaping by sea, by freezing their ships in place or rendering the sea a solid battleground for entire armies.
Imagine,
during the Civil War, Kuzan's power was well exemplified, with him engaging Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world, head-to-head and holding his own. He also battled Jozu, one of the Whitebeard's most formidable men, and defeated him with relative ease. Completely
Jozu, I need to see you back in action, my boy.
With nothing but a small bruise, which, when you think about the scale of this war, it's pretty impressive. After the Marineford War, he was nominated for the position of Fleet Admiral, but lost it in combat against Akainu. After Akainu was appointed, Aokiji resigned from his position, refusing to serve under Akainu due to his cruelty. Following his departure from the Marines, he became part of the Blackbeard Pirates, one of the most feared crews in the world. Based on all of this, Aokiji should easily be in the A tier. Ryokugyu, the Green Bull. Ryokugyu attained his admiral status off-screen during the 2-year time skip, filling one of the 2 free.
Damn, y'all put him in A rank? What does it take to be S rank? That's crazy.
Admiral spots left by Aokiji and Akainu. During the latest level, Ryokugyu and Fujitora engaged in battle with the Flame Emperor Sabo and a few Revolutionary Army commanders. He also effortlessly defeated King and Queen, 2 all-stars of the Beast Pirates, with bounties of over 1 billion bellies.
Come on, let's put that in context. He beat King and Queen while they were down bad, okay?
Ryokugyu ate the Morimori no Mi, a Logia-type devil fruit that allows him to create, control, and transform his body into plants. Notably, as plants are a solid element, he cannot turn intangible. However, non-Haki attacks are still harmless to him, and he'll easily heal from any damage. The way he regenerates is also pretty interesting, as he regenerates by sprouting out of the ground and growing back into his normal self. When attacking the Beast Pirates, he turned his fingers into sharpened tree branches and freely grew them to impale dozens of enemies over a large area with ease. Additionally, his plants can rapidly absorb any liquid they touch, which includes dehydrating living creatures after impaling them, leaving them as shriveled.
We saw that, yep,
with Wano. The liquid he absorbs, as shown when he impaled a barrel of alcohol with a branch and remarked on its flavor. He can also perform really unusual feats with the plants that he generates, such as growing a giant flower on his back and using it to fly. It has also been shown that ordinary grass and flowers grow on any surface he touches, resulting in him leaving behind a trail of plants wherever he walks. This was shown when Udon, which is known to be a barren and desolate area, was shown with greenery for the first time in many years. It's not known if this is passively.
Hey, that went over my head. I remember that scene. I didn't know it was Udon, eh? But that's quite dope.
For something he does on purpose, but it's cool nonetheless. Although Ryokugyu is obviously a very strong fighter, I don't really think he's on the same level.
Yeah, he's beneath.
So B tier. Kizaru,
yep.
Kizaru is the only remaining admiral from the previous trio, with Aokiji leaving and Akainu being promoted. As with other admirals, Kizaru's mere presence is enough to cause mass panic and scare many weaker pirates. This was perfectly showcased on the Salbadi archipelago, where most of the supernovas fled upon
Sabodi.
On the island, Kizaru was able to overwhelm 4 of said supernovas, Hawkins, Uroge, X-Drake, and Appo, with no effort, defeating each of them in a single attack. Kizaru also engaged in a one-on-one battle against Silver's Rayleigh, the former right hand of the Pirate King, and one of the strongest swordsmen in the world. During their short battle, while Rayleigh looked very tired, Kizaru seemed calm, implying that if their fight continued, he would easily be able to defeat him. During the Summit War, he once again showcased his strength by battling several of Whitebeard's division commanders on equal footing, and later Whitebeard himself, whom he was able to seriously injure. Without a doubt, his greatest strength lies in his devil fruit, the Pika Pika no Mi, which allows him to turn his body into light. With it, he can move at light speed, allowing him to maneuver around the battlefield without his
No, guys, we need to get that right. He's able to move at light speed. Or maybe this video came out longer than, let me see when this video came out. This came out a year ago. This thing of saying Kizaru can move at light speed, guys. I'm a science guy. Do you actually understand what light speed means? Light speed means Kizaru is the strongest character in One Piece.
unless they have sufficiently developed observation hockey. Kizaru also uses his light speed to repeatedly smash the subscribe button. Alright, it's a stupid joke. But you should seriously press it to find the content. Thanks. Anyway, he can also kind of teleport himself using the Devil Fruit, transforming his body into light and appearing in another location. His physical attacks can be strengthened as well. By moving his leg at the speed of light, the Admiral's kicks can be given massive weight and momentum, greatly increasing their power and allowing Kizaru to deal tremendous damage to opponents with individual blows. Now, Kizaru is a very tricky Admiral to rank, as he's always very confident and thinks he can easily defeat anyone. For now, I'll have to put him in the A tier, but he definitely has the potential to be an S tier in the future if he proves himself. Black Arm Zephyr. Zephyr, also known as Z, was a former Marine.
He's going to be.
He served as the main antagonist of One Piece film Z, where he and his forces clashed with the Straw Hat Pirates as they were caught in the midst of his grand plan to destroy the New World. After he resigned from the Marines, he was requested to stay in the military as an instructor, and he trained many powerful cadets who would become the high-ranking officers of their generation, including Kizaru, Aokiji, and Akainu. Even after he completely abandoned the many of his former students showed genuine remorse at having to fight their instructor, indicating that he was an excellent and charismatic teacher. Alongside Garp, Sangoku, and Suru, Z was one of the most powerful Marines of his generation. Another interesting thing about him is that he's the only known Marine Admiral that doesn't possess the Devil Fruit powers. Despite his old age, Zephyr had tremendous physical prowess. He was easily able to counter Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, despite fighting them inside of a small cabin, with none of the three
I'm getting Garp vibes from this dude.
Strongest Straw Hats able to land a direct hit. Since he didn't have the Fruit, he mostly relied on his hand-to-hand combat skills, using his physical strength and hockey to fight. He could clash evenly against Luffy while in his Gear 2 form and keep up with Kizaru for some time. He was aware of his age though, and after his final battle against Luffy, he admitted that he had grown old and weak. Since Zephyr is considered non-canon and there isn't much information about his feats as an admiral, I'll unfortunately have to put him in C. Fujitora, the Wisteria Tiger. Same as Green Bull,
Fujitora has to go on B, guys. We need to stop this.
And his primary goal is to protect as many people as possible. He tries to never put innocent civilians in harm's way during conflicts and avoids causing collateral damage with his attacks. Overall, he's a pretty good guy. He's also really strong as well, as he was able to fight Sabo to more or less of a standstill, emerging from a battle without a scratch. It was also evident that he didn't go all out in this battle and merely stalled for time, which means that his actual power is way higher. Another one of Fujitora's feats is defeating Jax, Kaido's top commander, in a naval battle. Despite being blind, due to his other acute senses and observation hockey, Fujitora can handle himself perfectly well in combat. Even against very powerful enemies. Notably, he has excellent healing.
Come on, bro. How y'all gonna show Fujitora throwing hands like this?
Can handle himself perfectly, even against very powerful enemies. Notably, he has excellent having heard Nami's lightning from kilometers away when neither Doflamingo nor Law next to him did. He also stated that he's the movement of clouds, which doesn't seem very useful, but it's cool, I guess.
No, that one that he can hear the movement of clouds, I think just speaks to how sensitive, you know, how far he can actually hear. That's amazing.
Zushi no Mi, a Paramecia-type devil fruit that allows him to manipulate gravitational forces. Fujitora can drastically increase the gravity around others, keeping them on the ground and making it difficult for them to move. He can also further increase the gravity and press down opponents under immense pressure, even going as far as to create large craters deep into the ground. Moreover, the Admiral can also use these powers defensively by making fields of reverse gravity to repel attacks. He can also use gravity to pull objects directly towards himself, which Fujitora has used multiple times to summon meteorites to strike his opponents. Despite his incredibly powerful devil fruit abilities, Isho is also a master swordsman, which he showed when he easily deflected Zoro's attack and sent him underground. Although we saw Fujitora fight several times, it was never against seriously strong opponents. Therefore, for now, I'll have to put him in the B tier with Green Bull.
Guys, can we stop doing this to Fujitora? Can we stop? Nah. Bro, Fujitora for me is just as strong as like your cousins. Do you actually understand gravity manipulation? I get tired of like these enemies using powers and actually not intellectually exploring them.
Akainu, the Red Dog. Akainu is the current fleet admiral of the rings, and is believed by fans to be the strongest current admiral in the story. Sakazuki has command over the entire marine organization, from ordering all soldiers and officers as he sees fit, to issuing a buster call on any island. So I'm guessing he's gonna be the only S rank. Commander-in-Chief Kong and the Five Elders. Akainu is an adamant believer in absolute justice, and he believes that are the world government's commander-in-chief Kong and the Five Elders. Akainu is an adamant believer in any island he deems to be a threat. His only superiors are the world government's commander-in-chief Kong and the Five Elders. Akainu is an adamant believer in...
Bro, who's this Kong dude? Why haven't we seen this dude in action? How is that even possible?
Justice, and he believes that all evil should be eradicated, even if it requires sacrificing innocent lives in the process. He is incredibly rigid and absolute in his beliefs, showing little compassion for anyone or anything, and is ruthlessly willing to do whatever it takes to serve his goals. Akainu is by far the most ruthless out of the three.
Yeah, dog, this...
During the Buster Call attack on Ohio, Sakazuki's beliefs led him to go as far as destroying a refugee ship full of innocent people and marines, simply because of the slight possibility that a scholar could be hiding on board. Sakazuki's logic was that if even one of the scholars of Ohara had escaped, the entire mission would have been a failure. During the Summit War, Sakazuki's fighting prowess was well established against...
Hey, yo, just hang on. Just want to see if we're still recording. Okay, good.
Whitebeard, whom the Admiral matched up to in a head-to-head confrontation. While Whitebeard managed to gain the upper hand and deliver a serious blow to logic was that if even one of the scholars of Ohara had escaped, the entire mission would have been a failure. During the Summit War, Sakazuki's fighting prowess was well established against Whitebeard, whom the Admiral matched up to in a head-to-head confrontation. While Whitebeard managed to gain the upper hand and deliver a serious blow to Akainu, the Admiral managed to melt off half of Whitebeard's face in the exchange. Further during the war, Sakazuki proved himself firmly superior to Ace, effortlessly overpowering him in a clash and killing him afterwards. Ultimately, Sakazuki proved to be unstoppable, and not even the combined efforts of Jinbei, Marco, and Vista could do anything more than slow him down. It was only when Shanks arrived and personally engaged Akainu that he finally stopped fighting. We didn't see much of Akainu post-time skip, but it is believed that he got even more powerful and will probably be one of the final obstacles on Luffy's journey. After he managed to defeat Aokiji and deal some serious damage to Whitebeard, I believe that Akainu is the first admiral that deserves to be placed in the S tier. Sengoku, the Buddha. Sengoku was the fleet admiral during the first half of the series. He was one of the major figures in the world along with Whitebeard, Shiki, and Garp during the times when Goldie Roger was still alive. Sometime during the time skip, he became a general inspector, and his position was taken by Akainu. Although not much is known about Sengoku's past, we know that he joined the Marines at the age of 23, and eventually rose up through the ranks, achieving admiral status. He was also powerful enough to stop and capture the legendary pirate Golden Lion Shiki in a battle that destroyed half the Marine fort. During the Summit War, he mainly stayed on the sidelines and was responsible for commanding the Marine forces. He ultimately did a pretty good job.
So I'm assuming we're gonna have to put him on S rank based on his feats. It's not like we've seen actually Sengoku in action. Oh well, aside from Marineford and the Buddha fruit, we don't know how strong that fruit actually is.
And with Akainu's help, he managed to turn one of Whitebeard's allies against him. Sengoku ate the Hito no Mi, model Daibutsu, a mythical Zoan-type devil fruit that allows him to transform into a large golden Buddha, boosting his powers and overall strength massively. This form also allows him to launch golden shockwaves by striking his hands forward, and was strong enough to injure even the Blackbeard pirates. When Sengoku first used his fruit's powers in an attempt to execute both Luffy and Ace, nearby Marines noted that they had never seen him use it before, suggesting that he rarely transforms. Okay, so where should Sengoku be in the rankings? Well, we need to take into account that he's very old, and before Marineford, he probably didn't fight anyone for a long time. Honestly, I don't think he could take on any of the younger admirals in his current state, and therefore, I'll have to place him in the C tier. Click on this video.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Yeagerists, you're brilliant, dude. Brilliant video, okay? But I don't think Sengoku goes on B rank. Sengoku has to be A rank, bro. At least because he used to be like a fleet admiral. And why isn't okay? But Garp never became like an admiral. But yeah, two takeaways from this, guys. Please, we need to stop playing with some of these devil fruits. Stop playing with Kizaru, okay? Kizaru. If you are going to say this dude moves at light speed, can you please go check what light speed means? Because that has very significant implications. And now let's talk about somebody like Fujitora. How do you fight like a Fujitora dude? This dude can literally manipulate gravity. He can summon meteors. Where is he getting meteors from? This dude has enough strength to summon something from space into the earth. Okay? And then repel things with his power, gravity. You can't even fight somebody like that. What kind of haki do you have to have? This is why I'm saying, you know, for some of these devil fruits, I like the concept that haki can actually nullify some of its abilities. So imagine fighting somebody like Fujitora. You can cover yourself in like, I'm assuming a glow of like haki. You know, cover yourself in haki and then proceed to approach him. Because there's no way you're getting close to Fujitora, bro. Imagine Zoro, you know, with swords. How is he going to fight somebody like Fujitora? And given the senses of this guy, you can't even sneak shoot him or do anything. But yeah, great video. If you enjoyed the reaction, please leave a like for the video. Leave a comment. Let me know, you know, if you agree with the rankings, who's your favorite admiral, and subscribe to the Anime Multi Universe. Until next time, I'm out of here.